Ogre fell asleep on one of the hangouts. Okay,
Sure,
all
I
right.
did for
I'll
sure.
have to edit that. I'll have to edit that out. Okay. All right, so we're live, DBJ. Go ahead. You're up.
Okay. This is a Fate Core game, Star Wars, involving the Sith and the Jedi and the Old Republic. My name is I'm DBJ. My channel is easy to find. Just go to YouTube and type in "Bring Back the Magic." It's easier than spelling out the name. And I'm going to game master this Fate Core system for everyone here. Dave, you can introduce yourself and maybe tell us about your channel and your character that you will be playing.
Okay, my name's David Sims. Got a YouTube channel, same way. It's spelled like you guys can see hopefully on the screen. And I'm going to be playing the Sith curator, Azamil. And he has gone through some tumultuous events in the past, and a great portion of his body has been replaced by cybernetics and mechanics. He is a manipulator and a deceiver. So that's going to be my character.
All right. Lloyd?
Sure. Hello, I'm Lloyd. I run the channel YLDM, and I'm going to be playing Inquisitor Val Sharath, who is a Keldor Sith Inquisitor. So he's good at getting information, no matter what that takes.
All right. Ian?
Cool. I'm Ian. I'm from the YouTube channel Fantastic Dimensions. I'm going to be playing Silas Devon. He's a human Sith counselor from Coruscant. Has a background kind of as a bit of a lawyer, if you will. And he has a warped sense of justice, and he thinks that justice is supreme and that it's absolute. However, he also has a trouble in that he always sees things through his own eyes and only in the way that they benefit him. So while he despises the Jedi for their masked corruption, he's not exactly in the right himself all the time.
I will add that Ian Fantastic Dimensions has put together a really long playlist of actual plays for Fate. Thank you, sir. And Dave's channel, Dave Sims' channel, he's got some live plays as well, so you guys check that out. And let's start. Of course, we have the opening crawl. Long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a great war took place fueled by the force wielders of the Sith and Jedi orders. This conflict culminated into the final assault on the Jedi Temple by the Sith marauders and assassins. Now, many months later, the Jedi Order has moved to another planet, leaving an undefended Coruscant in the hands of the militarized Sith occupiers. Needing to establish a sense of order to the Republic and gain favor for the Empire's supporters, a fragile truce has been established between the Jedi and the Sith. Will this small cadre of warriors uncover the truth about the Sith-Jedi War or become victims of its mysterious legacy? All right. The scene opens up. The scene opens up with all three of you ordered by Regional Commander Nara Savat. She has ordered you to go into the depths, into the bowels of the destroyed Jedi Temple. From the surface of Coruscant on the between the 3,000th and 4,000th level of the temple, these buildings extremely tall, there still is the impact of the Sith battle cruiser that slammed into the temple. You've been instructed to go to the below the surface of the planet, a place untouched by biological and mechanical hands for many, many years, to uncover what this so-called Jedi lie this deception that has created the Sith and fueled their passions for destruction. You're to go below and discover what it is they want, what it is they've discovered, and if need be, destroy it. As you make your way through the bowels of Coruscant, you realize that many miles below the surface of this world, built with these giant pylons holding up these million-ton buildings, are waste tubes, homeless, scurrying creatures that should be taken to the sky, now having developed into being able to see in the dark. Small birds without feathers crawling around in the sewer systems, sightless beings down below that have lived here for centuries under the crushing weight of the city above. As you make your way past debris and rubble, you still see the multi-mile pylons that have forced their way down into the crust of the planet, and have made your way past technology into what appears to be cavern systems, very rough hewn, no steps, crawling over rocks, moist with something known as brown down. The planet, because the planet is completely covered with a city, all of the waste product from heat and waste and water has to be recovered, and the rest of it just spills down into the lower depths of the city. But you make your way to what you think is a crypt. You've been given directions. All of you have small devices in your hand giving you three-dimensional coordinates as you make your way below. One of you moves a rock aside, and in a very large cavern, sitting on what looks to be a handmade pedestal, is a large iron casket. And there are blinking lights on the side of the casket. It has a seal around it, completely enclosed, and above drips this sludge, this brown down, ankle deep around this pedestal. The chamber is about 50 feet in height and width, rough hewn, and above is a big giant metal pylon that's to hold one of the buildings, jammed at an angle through this chamber, with water spilling after it. And running through a portion of this chamber are the tubes that allow wastewater, maybe even some radioactive materials and things that cannot be recycled passing through. And you can hear what essentially are the flushing of the system through this tube. You guys take it from here and investigate if you wish.
I will slowly kind of slink closer towards this casket, and you guys see Azamil. He kind of hikes his dark robes up a little bit in a vain attempt to keep them out of the sludge, that's what at least like shin deep, I would say, in some areas, if not worse. And you guys can kind of hear him kind of like you can hear the metallic hiss of disgust and frustration, coming through his vocal resonator, through his helmet, as he kind of looks around and takes his steps fairly carefully. And I go towards the casket and put a heavy boot upon the dais, and kind of peer closer at the blinking lights. Then I turn towards the two other Sith behind me and kind of impatiently wave my arm to tell them to come forth.
Pretty keen not to get his robes dirty. Valsharath will attempt to just leap the distance. So he'll just be determined. He's done this a million times. He's a master of the Force, and he will just leap into the air and land lightly on either side, hopefully. So do you want me to roll something, or?
No, not at all. No,
Okay,
don't mark anything on the character. It's simple stuff.
cool. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, he'll take a look, gauge the distance, and then just jump impossibly high and far and land, and just kind of give a sort of sly look towards Azamil and the little bit of brown down that's on the edge of his robe.
Silas, kind of being from Coruscant, he knew what he'd be up against here. He's not wearing robes. He's wearing knee-high boots, and basically his clothing is kind of similar to like a black, almost like a karate gi. So it's the top part with the tied-off belt, and then the leggings or the trousers, as you will. But yeah, he just kind of walks over, kind of snickering to himself. Should have known better than to wear robes down here.
Even down here in the depths beneath the planet, my robes show my authority and my command.
Some don't need material things to show their authority.
My mask holds my eyes rolling in my head, and I turn once again towards the casket and examine it.
Okay. Although covered with moisture, some moss, some small worm-like things crawl off the top of it as because of the rough-hewn stone it's dripped on top like a mud. The casket itself seems to be in excellent condition. Very, very little done to it. Very few markings on the side. You notice that there seems to be a very simple locking mechanism on the side of it. It is not a stasis chamber. It is a very expensive casket. Most people are, unfortunately, cremated and recycled on Coruscant. It's not something people would like to do, but you can't. There's no space to bury people on this, city-sized planet, covered planet. So most people are either cremated or they are taken off-world. The very, very rich, very important, and of course the Jedi and Sith who have the resources can actually be entombed in a crypt. On the side, you see that there is a readout, and it just has a name of Gez Tala. Anyone have a knowledge skill or maybe a lore skill or
Yeah, I have lore.
Information purposes?
I have lore. I'll give it a go.
Hmm?
Oh, so it'll be a 1.
1?
Oh no,
Okay.
sorry, 0 actually.
0?
Mm.
You've heard of a Jedi that was essentially removed from the Order, and that was the name, Gez Tala. Human male, but that's all you know.
Yeah.
Most are exiled, or if they've committed minor crimes, some are removed from their status as being in the Jedi Order, and they leave on their own. Not necessarily exiled, but just we've taken your robes and your lightsaber, and you've disrespected us, and you leave.
Mm-hmm.
They almost never give a crypt to someone that's been that's dishonored the Jedi. You may.
What do you
Go ahead.
see?
It's a crypt belonging to a Jedi. He kind of spits the word Jedi. Jedi that was exiled. Highly unusual.
Could it be possible that this is the information that the commander Savat instructed us to find could be lying in this?
Yes.
Sounds too easy.
Well, I care little
Let's
of
open
the
it up.
concerns of the dead, and I'll try and force the lid open.
Okay. There's a little connector on the side, like blinking green. There's a little
Okay.
imprint for your finger to hit. Turns to red. You see as the seal begins to leave, small moisture seal breaks, steam falls out of the side of it, and it mechanically lifts up a few inches and starts to roll off of its side and opens up. Of course, expecting anything, you actually see what is on the inside, a body wrapped in a sealant. It's definitely human. It's desiccated. It's been old. It's wrapped in rags. You see that the body is kind of shrunk because of the, although dried, it's just a dried husk on the inside. But you do see something that looks like a chip to a recorder or a player clasped in its skeletal hands on its chest.
Ah, see? It wasn't too easy. And I point towards the recorder, not intending to pick it up myself, waiting for one of the others to do it.
I'll reach over. Does it have a switch on it or anything to flip it on?
It's like a thumb drive. You can just tap and activate.
Okay, yeah, then.
No, you can just play it.
Yeah.
Please, what?
No, just turn it on straight away.
You turn it on. It goes through a little light series, and a hologram appears, and it is the head and shoulders of a human with a very large receding hairline, a long gray ponytail, a very thick mane of gray beard, dark robes on, one blue eye and one eye put out with a large scar across his face. Looks like a burn, probably from a lightsaber duel or stab to the eye. And you can see that the person looks like they turned on their recorder and they're trying to get their seat, like they're uncomfortable. And you see the person, he moves around, faces the camera, and says, "Jedi order for you to know before I am cast out. Understand that the Knights of the Ashen Trail are necessary for our survival. Those, my Padawan, and those loyal to my cause, cannot be removed. This is a necessity to remove the Sith from the entire Empire. We are the true Knights. We are true Jedi, and we sacrifice our very souls to save the universe. Understand that before I am tried, I have sent the Ashen Trail on a mission across the universe. They are skilled, they are ready, and they are able to end this plague of the Sith. Their job will be to destroy each and every one of them. We are goodness, we are light, we are that which is noble. But we also must realize that we must sacrifice ourselves for the greater good. And if that means we must sacrifice our souls to destroy them, we will. Please, destroy me if you must, but know that my legacy will live on, that the Jedi Order will survive, and the Sith plague will be destroyed."
Such vanity.
He reaches over and turns it off.
I'm pretty angry about this.
You know that there was this. The Jedi did remove and push the Sith into out of the system, but no one knew how they were able to do it or why. But many generations later, this is what you discover underneath the Jedi Temple.
So Val Sharath is incredibly angry about this guy talking bad about his Sith Empire, and so he just begins to clench his fists, and then he kind of like smacks the air, and the body goes flying out of the casket and slaps into a wall, and then drops into the filth below.
As it does that, it bangs up against the wall, hits the tube, falls down onto the ground, and then you realize the waste tube has not been making any noise. It's been flushing fluids, tens of thousands of gallons of this crap through it, and it's not making any noise any longer. It's not shaking, it's not vibrating. You don't hear anything like that. But there's a slight rumble, almost like you would feel it like pressure, like a freight train that's on a track, but you can't see the freight train, but you feel his presence in your feet, almost like in your bones, as the walls start to shake. And you're like, hell, and you're looking around. You don't feel any presence, but this shaking continues and continues, and the pipe starts to vibrate heavily, and it's like, and you see a hairline fracture goes through the pipe, and all of a sudden fluid starts bursting out of it and spraying across the room like a big knife-like wave of brown sludge, and all of a sudden a big chunk of it breaks off, and you see something solid in it, and it looks like a giant slug bursts out, size of a large bear or a horse, and it bursts out with the sludge and falls down into the water. Silas, you know it's called a waste worm. They just eat all the crap because it has to be, desiccated some kind of way. And you see another worm follow after it, and another worm, and falls in the ankle deep water, but the water is starting to rise higher and higher. You can make your way out of here if you want to, but the water is filling up this chamber, and it's getting to your knees, getting up higher and higher. Let's
Does the slug look like a hut, or is it just like a huge slug?
It's a huge slug,
Okay.
but it is not a hut. But
Okay.
they have similarities.
When he slapped the body across the room, did the recorder go with it?
No, you have it.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Okay,
No.
tuck that away safely then.
All right. In the water's up to your knees now. It's brown. It's got little pieces of things that you'd rather not touch. You can stay out of the water by standing on the dais that the body is on, and then some hard rocky surfaces 20 feet around you as in the rocks, and you see the worms. Their pale white bodies are like diving in and out of the water like alligators, and they're moving around looking for biological things to eat.
You need to get out of here.
Is the only way out the way we came in?
Yeah, you can go that way if you want to. Sure.
I mean, is that the only way? That's what I'm asking.
That is the only way.
Oh, it is. Okay, all right. The obvious way.
The obvious way. If you wanted to go through the pipe where it's spilling out the water, you could try to do that. Be nearly impossible, or make your way past a big pylon that holds up these buildings. That's it looks like it's broken and jammed into the pool.
I recommend not going down the shit pipe.
Yeah.
That
I'm
wasn't an option.
leaping back to the entrance that we started on and just going, not waiting for the others.
Damn it! Race after him. I suppose I know these waste worms, they can be pretty dangerous, yeah?
Yes,
So,
definitely.
I suppose
They're mindless, but they're designed and bred to eat. Eat
I will
waste.
have my lightsaber in hand, expecting trouble.
It floats to your hand. All right. You guys, give me your actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna leap from the dais back to the entrance. The same jump I made just a couple of moments ago.
Okay. You leap back to the entrance and look at you climb up the rocks and go to make your way back out. And when you look through, you see Silas and Azamil on the other side. Their back is to you. You're looking over the rocks and you see them ahead of you.
Oh wow. Okay. And how did it look? Did it look like he actually left us from our perspective?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm confused.
As you should be, because you're tied to the dark side this week.
So okay. I don't know. I want to wait to see what they do.
I will reach out a claw-like hand, and I will attempt to crush the mind of one of the slugs, just because, in a malicious way. Yep.
Okay.
Just because.
How are you acting? What are you?
I actually, here's what I'll do. Instead, what I will do, I will use my I will reach out with the force, using
All right.
my empathy to actually aggravate one of the slugs to kind of maybe attack one of its own kind. I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll try to turn it into a rage, a blind rage, and just have it attack the other one until we decide what we're gonna do. I'll do that.
All right. I'm going to say you got a fair difficulty to break into the minds of these things.
Okay.
But go right on ahead.
Okay.
Use
All
your,
right. So that will be a great result, which is a 4.
Okay.
Okay. So I
All
reach
right.
out.
You reach out, and it's if you think it has a brain, there's not much of it. It's pea-sized, but very easily you're able to make one of its own kind look like food, which basically it only thinks food and rest.
I tilt my head to the side, in mild interest and amusement, and watch as one of the slugs tears into the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Very easily. Val?
So I guess where I am, I will.
You climbed out of the chamber, and you're in darkness, and you're looking into the exact chamber that you just left.
And I'm probably standing right beside him because I was going up, and I'm looking confused as well.
Correct.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
This is really odd. I guess I'll reach out a hand and see if I can go in that direction.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I turn around, is the chamber there as well?
Yes.
Whoa.
What is your do you have any mental skills or aspects?
I have will quite high. I have you reveal your secrets to me as an aspect, and through passion I gain strength.
Okay.
My will is very high.
This is confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You realize this is an extremely high level side effect of a Sith attribute. Maybe you've been infected, something has reached into the back of your mind. This is not something that would happen. This is something you would feel if it was immediate. That maybe this was something that was a trick placed in your mind over months. But Sith powers are great, but they are greater when you're able to really, really sink into someone over weeks and months and years. Yeah. This happens to be it. Who it is or who's able to do this, you don't know, but they have a power to be fearful of.
Okay.
Well, and it's not just you. You realize it's not just you.
All right. Okay. Seeing as I can't go anywhere else except for the chamber, I'll jump back down and try and just slash a worm with my lightsaber.
Okay.
So I'll just make a flight roll. That's going to be a 3.
Sweet. Very good. You slash at one of the worms, and its body splits open. You see its top side, because you just see the top of them and maybe a few of their teeth, like a giant leech, and it splits open. You see the water is still pouring in and is dropping more worms. There are like 5 in the chamber right now, and each round it seems like 3 or 4 more are coming. It's going to be filled with them pretty soon. It easily splits open. You kill it, and the one waste worm that was controlled by Azamil starts going over and eating the internal organs of the one you just opened up.
Mm-hmm.
The other worms are not attacking each other, except for the one that has been instructed to do so, and he starts chowing down and eating.
Is there an area of maybe the chamber around us that seems to, can I check and maybe notice if there has been like another cave-in of some sort that may be concealing another exit?
You can look around, sure.
Okay, so.
But you
Mhm.
from appearances, it does look like the place is pretty solid. You may have to. You know, would there be a wall that you can get through or something? You may have to sense whether there is space or an empty location or a thin wall or something of
Okay,
that nature.
I will. As all good Sith do, once again, I reach out with a hand, and I will use the Force to attempt to possibly notice, maybe feel a change in the air, possibly, or something like that, um, to see if maybe there's a concealed door even or a chamber exit around here. While uh, Silas is apparently standing there like adults, and uh, what is it, Lloyd? Sharath?
Yeah, Valsharath.
Sharath, yeah, and Sharath is cutting down these these leeches. I'll try to do that because obviously I'm the only one who is wise enough to to do so.
All right. You need to. It's going to be pretty difficult, so you need to beat a good 3 result to see if you can even find
Okay.
a chamber, maybe a place to hide, maybe something loose.
Okay. All right. That's going to be a 4, and yeah, that was my target number, right? 4.
3.
3. Okay. All right. I got a 4 result.
Okay. Yeah, Silas didn't miss much. Anyway, you do find an area where you do there's a lot of rock to move. You may have to either blast your way, cut your way through rock, but you do notice a empty chamber on the other side. And there's about 8 feet of rock to get there. Everything else is just solid.
Okay. Once I find it with my outstretched hand, I kind of make a fist with the hand, and I turn to Sharath, and I say, "That is our exit behind that stone. You know what to do."
I do. Oh, do indeed. Yeah, I'm gonna, I guess, kind of flourish the lightsaber a little bit, and then I'm gonna leap over there and just start boring into the stone with it.
All right. Make a roll against 0. You're going to have to do at least 8 points to get through it.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use a fate point.
Okay.
To say that through passion I gain strength. So he goes over and he kind of starts. He's currently, I guess, relatively calm for a Sith. Seeing it's not working, he starts to get worked up, and the more worked up he gets, the more powerful he becomes, and he starts to really go for it, and he's like screaming and laughing. So, yeah, I'll get a +2 to that, so that'll put me at, I have 3 minus 1, so it'll put me at 4 then.
4?
Yeah, I don't know if the lightsaber does its own damage or whatever, but, so that'd be 4 for now.
For right now, without having things in front of me, the lightsaber damage will be the outcome of the rolls for right now. If we look at the rules and it changes, we'll just modify it from there. But
no problem.
Yeah. All right. So you pull your weapon. Describe how you cut those chunks up if you want to.
Yeah. So he's just laughing like a maniac, and he's like screaming in rage because doing it calmly didn't work, and he figures that one of the Sith tenets is through passion I gain strength, and so he just became more and more worked up, and then he starts to really start hack and bore through these rocks with his lightsaber.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
The rock falls from the area that Asmel pointed out. Silas, the water level's growing. It's filling up with water. You still see this crappy sludge is pouring out where this this giant pylon is, and the water now is starting to reach waist level.
It's pouring out of this crack in that pipe,
Yes.
yeah?
Yes. There are worms spilling in. One of the worms is eating the intestines split from them, but the place is starting to fill with worms. You guys are going to be, as the water level starts to increase, the worms are getting agitated, and they can smell the biological, essentially waste that is inside of here, known as Sith warriors, and they will attack you. There are about 3 of them coming in, and there are more pouring in through the pipe. Silas, you may act first.
I was trying to think of a way to block up the pipe or to stop the water from coming in.
Okay.
So,
Can I make a suggestion?
sure.
Use one of the bodies of the
That's
slug.
what I was actually thinking, actually. That is what I was thinking. Did you guys kill any of them while I was away? Sorry, I had to... Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
So I will try using the force to lift one of them up and try to plug up the hole with its body. Just try and use my force of will and just push it into the hole.
Okay.
What
Okay.
do you want me to roll for that?
What is your will?
Eee.
Or do
Not
you
as
have?
good as I should.
I'm trying to see what the I'm not
You could use
particularly.
physique, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they're
a
both
strength.
the same.
It's a
They're both the same. They're both
possibly.
plus one. I'll go with that.
Oops.
Oh, wow, I've got a plus one. What's my target number?
Your target number is 0.
Oh, target number 0, so plus one still succeeds. Okay, yeah, I'll stick with that.
You plug it up, the body there, and you can feel not the pressure through the pipe because the pipe starts to shake. The water's just trickling now because his body's in front of it. You feel the pressure in your mind as you're going to have to continue to hold it there in order to keep the water back.
I'll say, I've got the hole blocked up, Azamil, but you better keep these things off of me.
I cinch my now soaking, the hem of my soaking robes, and this isn't good. I turn and look towards Val to see how much progress he's made. He should be done by now. Val!
I'm trying. Yeah, through gritted teeth, he'll take another go at slashing through the rocks, I guess.
Before you do that, 3 worms come up behind you to snap at your heels and rear. They try to. They're pretty good at biting off chunks of flesh, and you may they get a +2. Just it should be 4. They get a result of great.
Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna try and jump out of the way.
Okay.
Ooh, nope, not even a little bit. So I'm too focused on my task, and the rage and the passion of the Sith is going through me. So I'm not noticing my surroundings. I'm just determined on this task. So I get smacked around a little bit.
One of the worms bites you on the back of the calf, and you feel its teeth clamp in, and then there's like a deeper serrated tongue that wants to lick out and reach into your boot, and it starts pulling at the boot leather and trying to get to the flesh on your boot. But another one comes in for the attack, and it bam. Holy
Jesus.
I can't see him. They're not. Oh, you guys using
I'm
facial.
on
No, go ahead. You guys are good. That's why. Okay. Nope.
yeah.
That's bad. Okay.
What do we see?
So he's got a +6 at the moment. I've got a 0.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I might have to. Oh God. I mean, even if I re-roll that, I'm still not going to do well. Okay, I'm gonna have to spend a fate point and use my aura of menace to hopefully scare some of them away, and try again. Okay, and it's gonna be +2.
Oh,
It's better
wow.
than 0.
Yeah, it sure is
Oh,
better than zero.
okay, so far you've lost uh, two. Well, you've taken. Hmm,
I I took 2 stress last time, right? I think.
yes,
Okay.
and this time they succeed. Essentially, succeed with style.
Oh god.
They drag your feet, and you fall right into the water.
Oh no.
And
All right.
you've got your your lightsaber out. You're pulling at it, and the next one just comes along. You're just distracted by the one that bit you on the ankle. Another one jumps up and tries to grab you on the waist and basically pulls you down into the water, and you go under, and you just
Whoa.
cloak and everything just disappears into this muddy, unseen water. Um, boom, 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 boom. You guys see this happening, uh, and there we go. All right,
I'm sure.
Asmel,
All right, I
find
I
your
uh,
way out of here.
I pull out my lightsaber and I walk over there or wade almost at this point, through the muck. And I will slash at one of the worms that is behind Val
All right.
as he's
Um,
scratching around like a child in the muck.
well, the worms are going to get their attack in first against you
Oh wow,
because there's
okay.
still worms in here, and
Okay.
then you make your way over there. All
Okay.
right. So they're attacking with their bites. They're pretty fairly all right. Um, please defend yourself against my average attack.
Okay. Seeing if I got anything fancy I can do. Not really. Okay. All right. So oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right. So I get a 4 result total.
You easily defend yourself against it. You can tell me how you do that.
Okay. All right. I just take the light sword saber rather, and I it sizzles as it goes through the mouth, of one of the slugs, and you can hear and smell the flesh, the rubbery flesh start to cook, and I kind of smile, and then kick it off of the glowing blade.
All right. Uh, one more comes at you before you make your way
Okay.
over to Lloyd, and he, eh, mediocre roll, but
Okay. All
um,
right. Well, I put it out of its misery as well.
yeah, easily. And Silas,
Yeah, well, I'm not in any danger here at the moment. None of them have attacked me. I probably didn't really even notice Val Sharath going under because I'm focused on blocking this hole. Even if I did, I don't really like him anyway. So I'm going to continue to keep the hole blocked, and I'm going to see if I can create an advantage
okay,
and lock this thing into place. Get it just locked in so tight that I don't have to concentrate on it anymore. Um, I will call the advantage. What do I call it? Something to do with plumbing. The
Roto
stopper
Rooter.
is in.
okay.
So,
Um,
do you want me to roll kind of same as I rolled before? My will.
yes, but this round, it's moved up, and so now you need to roll against a fair result.
No
So it's
problem.
instead of 0, now it's +2.
That's fair. No pun intended. Okay. Let me see here.
All right.
Do I want
Silas, the
to?
stench grows in here. What are you doing?
I'm going to. I'm going to invoke my new aspect that I just created, um, and use my anger to try and. I'm going to. Do I go for a reroll or just add 2? If I add 2, then I just tie. That's not good enough. I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
Come on, dice. And let's see, so I spent 1 fate point. Do I have anything else that I can... I don't know. Could I invoke what's in this for me, which is at the moment not drowning in shit, and add 2 to the result for a 3?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
may.
So I've spent 2 fate points, but I've got a final result 3.
Okay. Yes, you are able to use your you pull it out of your rear end, you wedge it in there, you stop the water flow. Well, not necessarily stop. You stop it to a trickle. Stop it to a trickle.
Yeah, slow it down. It's good.
Yes. Not that it matters to you, but now there's only 2 of you standing you're on the dais, and there's only 2 of you in the room as these worms are still swimming around the dais in waist deep water.
I was going to look at Asimil and say, "Where the hell's Valsharath?"
I yell over my shoulder and kind of point with my lightsaber, and I say he's going for a bit of a dip with the fishes.
Val, you can attack the worms that are attacking you, because you are essentially underwater and drowning. You're going to have a penalty of -2 to do so, or you can just try to resist the actual aspect of underwater and drowning and get out of it.
I would like to try and like force push them away from me. So like just push them away so I can just get up out of under the water.
Okay.
So what I assume will would be tied to force, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I said it is. It is. But to do so, you're going to have to beat a great effort. You got to beat a 4.
Here we go. It's gonna be a 3. Oh, wow! Get your shit together. Okay, yeah, I don't know. That's it. Yeah, so I'm not able to do it. I think I like try muster all my energy to me, but I'm like too busy drowning to actually be able to push them away. And there's kind of like I do push like with the force, and all they see above is just like this blub, just like a bubble appears. You know. Yeah,
Very good.
I'll continue to drown.
Good. See, he's still alive.
All right. Asmel, you may act.
Okay, is Val still actually physically being attacked, or is he just more or less drowning at this point?
Both.
Okay, all right. I will attack another one of the slugs, and continue to press forward because I may have to. Actually, I'll do this. How about this? How about I try to, using the force, pull him out of the muck instead of attacking the creature? I'll try to do that, and if I can. Okay, do I have to use my will, or can I use? Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's at all of that is at +0, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
Okay, what's my target number, please?
2. Yeah, you got to be fair. They don't know. They're not actively resisting you.
Okay.
They're just trying to chomp on him. So.
All right, so I'll just kind of and pull him off. Try to pull him off towards the side, towards the dais behind me, or to the left of me, with a grunt. And I get a okay, that's just a 2. Okay, that's a 2. I tie it, so right.
So that is a boost.
For a overcome. Ooh, that's bad.
What's the term? Success with.
Yeah, that would be a boost. Then it's not a success. It's just a regular success. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll call I don't know. Let's call it momentum. So once I pull him out, let's say he still has a little bit of kind of like push to him. So if he wants to be able to use that to either dodge out of the way, or dodge an attack, or whatever, he likes jumping around with the force, maybe he can use the boost for that. So I'll call it momentum.
Okay. All right. Val, you feel your body lifted, and you lift up out of the water, pulled aside. The worm still latched onto your leg and your kidney, but you come out of the water spitting out crap. But yes, you are out of the water. You are not drowning.
Finally. So I guess I'll land just. But because of the race that I am, they have this this sort of, I guess it's like a mask so that kids can't breathe oxygen. So it just sounds like this mechanical gurgle, just like.
I love it. I love it. The worms seem to be rather unwieldy in the not swimming around. They're just kind of their tail ends are like flapping, and their snake-like tongues are trying to wrap further around your leg, but it looks like they want to get back in the water. There we go. Silas, you may act.
Well, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. So I'll go over to where Val was cutting away at the was it the wall, basically, yeah?
Yeah.
And I'll start cutting myself, see if I can do any better. Would that be a fight roll or a physique roll or
Fighter.
something else that I don't have on my character sheet?
Yeah, either one. Yeah, that's good.
I'll go with fight because I actually have a little bit of experience with fighting.
Okay. Your difficulty is only 0, and
That's what I got.
well, you found where he was cutting the rock out, and you're not
So let's
quite
see.
as experienced with the lightsaber, but yeah, it's gonna take
Yeah. I can. Yes, that just counts as 0 shifts anyway, right? So
yeah.
yeah. Okay,
You
I'm trying.
need to pound another 4 points in this thing to get out of it too.
Oh, damn.
If that's the way you want to go to leave
It
here.
really is thick.
Is Silas in danger of being overcome by the slugs as well, or no? Not yet.
Yes, he will be.
He will be. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And of course, you can act as well.
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look at Val first to see what is he back on his feet, or is he still sputtering, or don't you still have a slug attached to you, or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, I
if
think
you
so.
can't if you can't handle that,
I should be able to deal with
I'll
that.
run you through myself. Okay, I will rush towards the wall where Silas is and attempt to give him a hand cutting through this barrier. So I will use my lightsaber in my fight to slash at it.
Okay.
And see what happens.
It's 0 difficulty. You got to do another chop another 4 feet of rock out the way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So another 4 points and you're through.
Okay. Well, that might not do it. Okay, so there's 1 point gone. That's it. It seems to be resisting me.
The rock spites you. All right. Let's destroy one of you with my TPK abilities, and the slug around Val's leg goes to bite even further with its bam, and gets a fair result.
Okay.
And
Athletics to. It's already attached to me, so.
I'll allow you to resist with like a physique, maybe
Okay.
a fighting, just pulling at it,
Mhm.
something of that nature. You can't dodge it, but I'll consider it like wrestling.
Okay, so let's see how that goes. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh wow, okay.
Finally.
You succeed with style. You tell me what you want to do with it.
Yeah, I basically look at this thing and just begin to just crunch my hand down, and I'm trying to get it in a force choke. Just pull it away from me. with the force.
Its body separates from its head, and its innards squirt out in all directions like a childhood ketchup packet, and it lets go of you
Okay.
as its tongue still sticks to your boot, with body crushed, floating in its a soup of its own innards. And Silas, swimming in this muck and goo. 2 more worms after you, sir. You may. Ooh, wow. I don't think it knows where you're at. But please resist.
With fight?
How would you like to dodge out the way? You can use or you could slash at it to kind of parry it away.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. Trying to parry with the lightsaber.
All right. Better make this.
There's something that's better. So I got a +4, so I succeed with style, right? Does that mean I get to create a bonus?
Yeah, you get a
Yes,
boost.
you can. Yep. Absolutely.
Or a boost, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Or,
I will call it impenetrable defense.
Ooh. Okay.
So I'm just like whirling the lightsaber around in front of me. It's like they just can't get through it to me.
See that, Val?
All right. The next one tries to attack you through your impenetrable defense.
Okay, bring it.
And it gets a -2.
Oh, wow.
So fair. Boom, down to a mediocre result.
And I've got a +3.
Yep.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, does that match?
What?
If you succeed with style twice, does that stack? I mean,
the defense. I mean, yeah, it can. I mean, it's 2 separate attacks. You know, since you didn't have them like attack them as like a mob of mooks. You
No.
kind of attack them separately. So yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you create another aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, another boost, basically.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's say I've got impenetrable defense, and just call it high ground.
Okay.
Because I'm standing up on a slightly elevated piece there where I'm trying to carve through the rock. Maybe I'm standing on a piece of rubble or something,
Yeah, you did so good. They can't even reach you. You've wedged yourself up because you've been able to stop the water flow. You've been able to get up on enough high ground where you just you backed up, swung your lightsaber, and you've got your legs spread and stabilized above the rocks. So now they're like they're trying to nip at you, and you see this like snake-like tongue whip out at you, but they're not able to reach you.
I accept.
All right. All right. Val, go ahead. Take your action.
Okay, so Val is absolutely insensate with rage at this stage, having been embarrassed, brought down by these pathetic worms. He's going to try and just murder as many as he can, with as much hatred as possible. So ideally, I would lift one out of the sludge and then again just crush it with my force powers. That's what I would like to do.
Okay. All right.
The lightsaber is such a crude implement.
Don't forget being one-upped in lightsaber play.
What? The lightsaber's crude?
Yep. It's all about the force. So yeah, I want to lift one up and then crush it with my force powers.
All right. Go for it.
Unlimited power. So a will roll?
Yeah. Against they can't defend themselves against it. You better be a mediocre or else.
Okay.
Or else, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got a fair.
Oh yeah. You're just you're pissed off. You're just having fun, crushing the slugs.
Yeah.
All right.
Roaring like a maniac.
All right. Azamel.
Okay, so after seeing Val finally show his true might, I'll take another hack at the the barrier in front of us. Man, okay, and get
Two more. All
two more
right.
strips. Yeah.
Two
Uh,
more. The rock starts to break apart. You see that there's a pinhole of light, and air starts to flow through, but you still have one more to go through. Anybody? Anybody? It's Silas' turn.
Okay, well, since I'm pretty much untouchable again, I'm going to go back to the wall. Screw those guys. They're
Yeah.
on their
Oh,
own. Try and do something to this damn wall. Jesus Christ. Well, that's +2.
yeah. You break through the wall. You do the last point. Boom. You slice through it with the lightsaber. The rock heats away, cracks, tumbles down. There's thousands of pounds of rock from you guys slicing through it before. You make enough space for you to slip through, and you see it looks like the interior of like a geode. It's all crystalline and such on the other side. You're definitely way down in the crust of this planet. Just the surface has already been mined and used and as raw materials for the rest of the city. So you are very far down towards its core.
And is it filling up with wastewater?
Not at this time, no. You've stopped the wastewater from being able to fill up to go into the next chamber, which would then fill up, and then you'd have to find your way out of that.
Right.
But no, you are able to slip through. Does anybody want to follow?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. Although I will stay to make sure I kill all of these worms. I want to, like, as much as I can when I leave. I want to pick up another 2 and just like crunch them, because I'm pretty annoyed about being embarrassed. So I want to make sure they suffer.
Okay. You get to the other side. All of you recover your fate points, and you get an additional one. You make yourself to the other side. It's slightly sharp and jagged rock, kind of purple and blue crystalline rock, and you can see that there are caves that lead in various directions. Your direction finder devices to get you down into the bowels of the underworld under the Jedi Temple will lead you back to the surface. If you just follow it, and it's very much like spelunking. You have some chambers you have to crawl through your stomach and then climb up and then give someone else a hand to get to the manage your way to the surface if you choose to do so.
Yeah, I won't. I'll help as much as possible to get us, out of this predicament if they need it or if they accept it.
All right. Once you exit the chamber, all of you as members of the Sith Order, if anything, you know yourselves as well as your enemies, and that there is a residue, like a nugget of something that was implanted in the back of your brains. Something that would be triggered if this Jedi deception was ever discovered. Could it be used against the Jedi? Yes, but who has the power to use it and why? You're not sure. But somewhere along the line, someone in your own order, in the Sith hierarchy, has implanted this in your brains, and it would have taken them quite a long time to do so. And it triggered the minute you found this out. It triggered. If you were to go back the way you came, you would have just seen yourself. You would just be in a continuous loop.
Very interesting. Okay.
Almost illusory, an illusory effect. Yes. All right. As you make your way back to the surface, you pass by the strange surface level of Coruscant with these, blind rats and hairless birds that live down below. Birds living in like spider-type webs and gathering pieces of trash and such for nests and things, ground nests. And then you get back to these mile-high elevators that take you up to, the larger, up to the upper chambers. And of course, you smell what seems to be like blaster powder and weapons. You hear the mechanisms of the city. You hear, like, what essentially are horns beeping, people yelling at each other, and above you, you see what is essentially the tower that's thousands of levels high, which is the Jedi Temple. And where do you guys wish to proceed? You were ordered to go down there by a female named Nari Servat. She is a regional commander, and she heads the military to basically keep order on Coruscant. But Coruscant's got like 1 trillion people on it, so it's very difficult to find and control where everybody goes. But essentially, they're the military police, but most people are ignoring the Sith as long as they're going about their business.
Do we feel any particular light side taint at all, or do things seem to be fairly calm?
Everything seems to be calm. It really does. What you're might be a little confused about is that why would the Jedi honor someone who basically said, we're going to sacrifice ourselves to destroy the Sith Empire. We're going to martyr ourselves to go to, around the galaxy and kill them all. Essentially throwing the Jedi practices in their face, but apparently they've honored this person, or someone has honored this person, and allowed the Jedi to flourish until you returned from whence you've come. And you have no particular loyalty to the person that commanded you to do this.
Do I turn to Silas and I say, were you able to deduce any other clues or any other motive by the recording that we saw?
Well, I don't know. I mean, aside just from what I heard of it, is there any anything I could use maybe with my would it be empathy skill or something to kind of draw from the language being used in the recording and the sort of looking for here, the ferocity with which he seemed to attack the Sith? And
you realize that although this person was adamant about supporting the Jedi Order and creating these Knights of the Ashen Trail that would blaze their way and allow the Jedi to flourish, that he definitely had the taint of darkness in him.
yeah, that's what I thought too, just from the way he was talking. He was, very hypocritical.
Yeah.
So with my skills
Mhm.
from the various council chambers and stuff and my work, I should be able to use that to our advantage. We can perhaps disgrace this Jedi hero.
You do realize if you reveal this, that the Jedi would be very, very disgraced. I mean, they would have to. It essentially, they would have to explain why they didn't publicly let people know who they were and what their purpose was,
Yeah.
and whether they were acknowledged. This tape seems like he was about to be punished for his crime, but there's nothing in the records that shows that this Knight's Order existed or what they did.
Yeah.
All people know is that the Sith left the galaxy.
And there's no record that he was ever punished, or there was never any repercussions for his actions. No.
Yep.
I could get this information to the right people, and this could spread like wildfire throughout the galaxy.
They
I
pride
think
themselves on their moral superiority, so if we're able to expose this, it could strike a great victory for the Sith Empire.
indeed. I think what we need to do first is copy this, as it's the only existing copy at the moment. We should make multiple copies of this, and then I can use my contacts to try and publicize the information.
You're well aware that because the levels that you hold, that if you guys personally reveal this, you will have a lot of jealous enemies within the Sith.
But would it also elevate us to a certain degree?
Absolutely. It's cost effective. You could reveal it yourself. You could give this information over to a superior. You could give it to a rival. You could even take this information and barter it to the Jedi, and use it as a threat. And you're sitting on something, and right now, depending on who knows about it first or how they're revealed to it, you could create a long-lasting enemy, or you could use it to sell it and become elevate yourself quite rapidly.
I pull out a data stick and I thrust it towards Silas, and I say it would be wise for each of us to have a copy of this information in case something untold were to happen. Don't you agree, Val?
I agree. This is bigger than our individual needs. We'll finally take down the Jedi.
Yes.
Of course.
All right.
Well, let me take this to my offices then, and I will.
I don't think you'll be going anywhere with that, Silas. I think
You can come with me if you don't trust me.
I don't trust you, so I will.
It's not about trust. It's about efficiency. If the three of us have copies now, then you may take the original to your offices and do as you will. And I thrust the data stick forward again. Here.
All right. All of you get a communication. Your communicators beep. Boop, 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 boop. Little.
Hold on, I have to take this call.
No. All of you are called by your little like holographic phone call, essentially. And a dingy gray. It's not C-3PO. It's a
protocol droid?
Protocol droid. Thank you. I was about to say etiquette droid. Protocol droid contacts each of you, and says, "Excuse me, agents of the returned Empire. You are requested back to the chambers. We have heard that there has been a Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. We heard that there's been a disturbance very far beneath Coruscant's levels. We want to know if you are injured, hurt, require assistance, or in any way have found any information."
We wouldn't know anything about a disturbance under the surface. We've been having a drink in a bar.
Oh, well, if your plans are not busy and you have not found anything, you are requested to go off-planet to a habitat orbiting the surface.
We'll see.
Who gives these commands? Commander Savat?
Servat is busy at the moment. I'm instructed to give you this information. Her instructions are keeping her busy, keeping order around the Jedi Temple, the traffic, things of that nature. She's very busy.
I'm going to try to slip away during this call.
Okay.
I don't know if you know how the Force works, but we'll notice. There's a disturbance in the Force.
Right.
We're trying to leave.
You guys are silly. All right.
So they notice I'm just kind of casually walking as.
Okay. Okay.
Silas, stop.
What?
We're sitting on something pretty important, something that could change the face of the universe, and you go and you wander for personal gain. This is the bane of the Sith. This is why we will never win.
The
Everyone
destruction
is
of the
selfish.
Jedi benefits all of us.
Yes, but it'll benefit you the most if you're the one who reveals it.
My hand slides towards my lightsaber as Val. The logic comes through in his words, rash as they are.
My hand will have to slide towards my lightsaber then if I see him reaching for his lightsaber.
I say it'll only take a moment for you to allow me to make a copy of the information. Why do you attempt to hoard this knowledge?
Very well.
The camera like zooms into my eyes, and then to Azamil's eyes. You hear like a bit of tumbleweed rolls by as everyone has their hands up, hovering over their lightsabers.
Let me see your data stick.
Okay, I give it to him. Or I hand it towards you, I should say.
And yours, Val?
I think I know what you're going to do here, Silas. He's going to take the two of them and
let your feelings guide your emotions.
Going to crush them in his hand and then run away.
If I did that, surely the two of you would strike me down.
That would be bad.
I'll make a copy of it anyway for.
Yeah, I'll hand it over.
For what's his face, Azamil. I'll hand it back to him.
Okay, I grab it, and then a little compartment kind of like slides open on my forearm, and I place it in there, and it slides shut.
So seeing him do that, I'll hand mine as well.
I'll make a copy of it for Val Sharath as well.
All right.
You have chosen well.
You hear the familiar thrumming of engines as a troop carrier passes past a large outcropping in the buildings, and you see spotlights are on it. The sound system has mega horns. As it starts, you hear the voices inside as the commanders are giving, military commanders are giving orders to the populace and telling it, the work orders are over now. All residents must return to their homes. Curfew has been established. Night will fall upon us. Those on the street will be accosted, arrested, detained, and questioned. Return to your homes, and then you just, and this thing like a giant floating tank starts going around various corners as people start making their way back home. Ships are flying around the air, doing the air, and making U-turns as this thing pulls around the corner and it gets ready to fly overhead. They're ordering people to go about their business. Aliens are pulling their hoods close and shuffling off, absolutely going in the opposite direction of the Sith. They don't want any parts of you guys.
Well, we've been summoned to this habitat. Although I suspect there's some foul play involved, why would Inara not contact us personally? Being busy is an insult to our station.
And be that as it may, we still have no choice but to answer the call.
Well, do we have well, I obviously have a home here on Coruscant.
Yes, absolutely. You're actually quite familiar with the place. It's very difficult to navigate your way around if you don't know what's going on. There's a whole continent dedicated to nothing but like building supplies. It's nothing but factories and spewing out like harsh chemicals, like the flame stacks into the air and things like that. I mean, there's a whole place on Coruscant. You're familiar with those as well. There's a huge black market section of Coruscant where everyone who wants to disappear on the planet, that's where they go. They can't get off planet. They go hide.
Right.
In the black market region. All right. What are you guys going to do?
What are you What are you thinking, Silas?
Well, let's get to someplace safe away from here and decide what we want to do with this information.
I look around. I say, safe? Safe from whom? Who would dare accost us?
Well, we've got people summoning us to some off-world, station, and then you have the troop carriers flying around establishing curfew.
Is this unusual? Is it unusual for us to be summoned to perform some other task, or is
It's
it unusual?
unusual,
Don't you think
but
it
she
seems
should have
a bit?
contacted you personally.
Okay.
Mhm. Don't you think it seems a bit odd that they call down asking about disturbance underneath the temple, and then we're suddenly summoned away?
Yes, I
Somebody
find it
else,
very odd.
everybody else wants what we have.
Well, no one knows what we have.
Right.
However,
They shouldn't know unless one of
well,
you has already contacted someone. And I look at the both of you.
I did sense a disturbance in the force when we were down there. Some sort of powerful illusion.
Illusion? I sense no illusion.
It's possible that some ambitious and powerful master has permeated our brains. He might have seen through our eyes.
Impossible. But
Impossible.
maybe perhaps
Where's your faith?
or perhaps with the aid of an acolyte. And I look at you, each of you again. Let's go to this safe house of yours, Silas, so we can regroup.
Yeah, try to get to some kind of a nearby safe location with computer terminal, maybe some food and drink.
Okay. Even on a planet that's the size of a city, there are thousands of ways to get off the books. The underworld on Coruscant has made their own, like a dark net of sorts, their own communication system. You can buy into it, and then they have their own communication system, their own places to buy and sell and trade things that are off the books.
That's
And
probably the best way to go.
yeah, yeah. Are any of you dressed to signify that you are Sith?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Those two guys are both wearing like shit-stained Sith robes, right?
I've definitely got like ceremonial black Sith robes, lightsaber very visible, hood up and everything. Definitely visibly a Sith.
And I have like a vestment around my shoulders, that has Sith, I guess heraldry or symbolism, around it. So yeah.
All right. Okay.
Without
Well, you can definitely get them a ride there and get there, but they're going to stick out like sore thumbs. Yeah. without at least covering it up or.
Well, maybe we should get them a change of clothes. In fact, we could probably all use a change of clothes.
Change clothes? Why? What's wrong with my raiments?
First of all, do you not smell yourself?
Breathing through the machine. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Secondly, you look like a pair of Sith Lords walking down the street.
As we
You'll
should.
stand out, you'll easily be seen, and you'll easily be followed.
All right. You have a contact, a person named Vas Nefen, and V-A-S, Vas. And yeah, this person, you know them, like if you want to disappear for a short time, you know how to contact them, especially for dignitaries that come off planet that want to, let's say, walk on the dark side. In accordance to certain pleasures of the flesh, they know who to contact and where to let them go, and to have an alibi, cover their whereabouts. This person can take you there. They have a taxi cab system, and there are certain taxi cabs that they operate, and they always have their lights on that say they're occupied. But if you want to travel to a particular location, they'll turn them off and meet you somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that then.
What do you suggest, Silas?
Well, like I said, I suggest we go get a change of clothes and then we head underground.
Okay.
We want to stay out of sight, off the grid for a few while we decide what to do with this information before someone comes and tries to take it from us.
Okay. So I guess instead of Azamil, instead of flowing black robes, I now have on just a black outfit of some sorts with like a vest and like maybe a short cloak that just goes to like right below my shoulders, and some high shiny black boots and pants to match. So now how's this? Is this any better?
All right.
And what about you, Val?
Well, I'm not happy wearing anything except my ceremonial vestment, so I'm going to leave these on, even if they smell like shit.
Very good.
I need people to know that I'm a Sith Inquisitor. I don't want to
Very
have
good.
to explain that to people.
Okay. The Voss floats in is communicating with you from a distance. Voss floats in a big giant chair, pillows around him. He's got screens attached to the chair so he can keep his little network going. Not necessarily a person who is a communicator, facilitator, a fixer. I know someone to get you in touch with someone else, and has this like very large network of black market people that he knows and who you can get in touch with and disappear. No particular loyalty to any government or way. Just whoever has the money, who's ever in control. That's all you need. And Voss says to you, says, I understand you and your friends need a place to stay. No problem. But even with a change of clothes, I'm not sure why you, as officers of our occupying government, would want to hide, unless there's a little entertainment you're looking for. No need to answer, but just know that if anyone of a high stature finds out about this, that mouths will talk unless coin follows.
Are you trying to bribe 3 Sith Lords?
Would never think of it. I provide a valuable service. I am only here to help you achieve those things that you want so badly. How about we discuss this after I give you my account number and a small deposit just for donation purposes, just to help out. How about that?
I understand.
You can
I'll
actually
take care
hear
of it.
like the leather in Valsharat's gloves kind of creaking as he makes a fist.
I fold my arms and look at Silas
Let me
while
take care of this.
he deals with this scum.
Yeah. Can I make a rapport roll to convince this guy that, yeah, everything should be taken care of, don't worry. I've always been good for it in the past whenever I've needed to get somebody hidden away through him.
Sure. Absolutely.
Obviously, this is not the first time I've dealt with Voss, so. That's +6.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And there we go. He's going to roll his... Come on. There we go. He's pretty good at this. All right. Wow. Okay, he says, well, listen, we've worked together for a long time. I will give you a substantial discount, uh, understanding that there will be no more coupons in the future. You and your friends, Coruscant is a big place, lots of people, but can't stay hidden forever.
I
We don't
will.
need forever.
I'll look at him and I'll just wave my hand and I'll say, "You don't need any money from us. You're glad to do this for us. It's an important service you're doing for the Sith Empire." And try and force his mind into submission.
Oh. All right, all right.
There's no way that this Sith would just be okay with paying this
Right.
credit.
All
So
right.
I'll try and force him. Yeah.
Used to it, but and I'm going to resist
Yep. Okay. Barely.
barely. But yeah, he's used to it. He goes, you the you grasp the power, and it flows out to him, and you see him. He grabs his head, and he's like, yeah, looks confused. He's like, what were we talking about? Oh, anyway, all right, follow me. I'll find you a great place. Thank you very much. And he completely drops the subject and goes about his business. Like, okay, and it's like he just forgot about it. And he gets you guys a blacked out. It looks like a beat up cruiser. It's all blacked out on the outsides. It's gotten, it sounds terrible, but the inside is immaculate. It's like purposefully meant to be unrecognizable. It's an average flitter that flies around the city, and takes you to one of his basically buildings that he owns. It's like, I've got 50 floors in a place off the beaten map, and takes you to one of the essentially an abandoned arcology that was meant to be expensive loft apartments, but as the city has grown, the towers around it grew much higher than it, so it's got all the hanging gardens and palatial places are actually dead and gone, as this arcology was built up and around and over top of it as the city grew higher than it, and so the property value fell. He snatched it up for a pretty penny, and it's got like 50 stories in it. The interior is open, allowing small craft to fly on the inside. The outside is glass, and there are, I wouldn't call them elevators. They are mechanized units that go around the outside of the building, and then they go up scaffolding to go to another side of the building. So you can take the elevator, but it doesn't just go vertically. They move horizontally as well. All right, and they can fit about 30 people, maybe 50 people inside of them. And they also operate as like, if there's a fire in the building or people need to, everyone can gather inside of one, and they'll just go to some place, in the basement or on the roof or something that's safe to be there. You get there, the air's stale. It's kind of dingy. Instead of beautiful flowers and things, there's just vines just hanging and growing over the railings and such. There's sweeper robots that are barely keeping up with the dirt and trash that people are walking around. People get food, drink a cup, and just throw it on the floor. It's very very urban, very ghetto. There's spray paint on the side with kids are spray painting, and then you can see the graffiti's actually moving, changing colors and such. And he's like, "Your home is my home," and he just allows you to come inside, and he takes you to the upper reaches. So there's a big dome, and at the top of the dome, there's actually a 3-story bubble that hangs from the center of this hollow garden of sorts, and that's where he stays. He takes you guys there. Pilots the craft. The craft lands. You get into one of the elevators. The elevator goes up one of the spines, and as it curves up to the top, and then there's a 3-story bubble, and the bottom floor is technically the penthouse, as it hangs from the bottom of the bubble, and you can see 360 degrees all the way down in the courtyard and the other apartments and things like that. And he says, now why would Sith want to leave, I don't know, the comforts of the Jedi Temple? You are occupiers. This city should be yours. I think you would be finding this much harder to occupy and command 1 trillion souls. Maybe even upwards of 3 times that with the traffic leading in and out. Maybe you might want to put a word into your superiors to not put such a stranglehold. You know, as a group, we could make it very difficult for the money to flow. Just a suggestion. Just a word.
Sounded almost like a threat to me. Val?
Oh,
How many
no.
planets have you successfully occupied? Is it 0? That's what I thought. Shut your mouth.
Yes. Well, I have food, I have clothing, and since you will not be staying very long, and he goes over to a desk that looks out over his vast courtyard. He opens up the desk. He looks around he digs around in like mechanical pieces, ink pens, chewing gum or something. He goes, here we go. And he puts a data disk on the table, and he says, this will get you off planet. I suggest you use it.
I thrust the sack or the bag containing my soiled garments into the hands of a protocol droid that's there,
Yeah.
and I tell him to immediately clean these and bring them back. And as I kind of fold my hands behind my back, kind of looking, out towards, I guess it would be towards the city since we're up above, Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm looking out, I kind of direct my voice towards him, and I say, 500 souls or 5 billion souls. It matters not to the Sith. We can crush and manipulate them all as we wish. And as far as money being an issue, I tell them that if money is the lifeblood of this planet, then then the blood will be ours as well. It's but a matter of time.
Okay. Oh, you hear a beep on his desk, and it's like an angry beep, and he's like, he looks over. He's like, looks annoyed, and he clicks the beep off, and he says, "Please, please, please." He moves the data disk closer. These are passes off planet. Please leave. You may leave now. And then the beep happens again, and he looks over, and he like angrily like slaps it again. It's facing him. It looks like someone's like trying to video call him, and he just he slaps it and turns it off again.
There's a computer console near here, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's never far away from one. He's always, moving his resources around. There are always people contacting him, but he definitely doesn't want to talk to somebody.
Would I be able to access my personal data storage from there?
Oh yeah, easy. You could, if you wanted to use your override, although it would alert them that you are a Sith, you could use that as well. I'm sure the Empire, the occupiers have override codes for, entering people's property, bank accounts, things like that. If you don't mind alerting others of where you're at or that you're accessing the system.
Mm-hmm.
Who's trying to contact you? I'll say when this thing continues to beep.
It's a personal issue. I'm
gonna force choke him and lift him off the ground and say, "Do not lie to me."
I throw my hand up and I say, Val, please, there are other ways to do this. and
And
I'll flick a
he's like,
finger and force manipulate the control button to click to accept the call. Can I do that?
yes.
Okay.
Oh,
All
shit.
He's trying to grab the fingers that are not there.
While they're struggling with him, I will get on the computer console and I want to upload this data disk, the recording disk that we have, to my personal data storage in the council,
Okay.
whatever
Ooh,
the planetary council is on Coruscant that I'm involved in, not the intergalactic council, but you know.
ooh, okay. All right. Your data thing, you upload it, screen turns around, and you see Asmel sees an angry face, and as they are, you can see the image is someone who has a holographic watch, and they're talking into it as they're walking down a hallway. And behind them are these big, muscular, muscle-bound creatures. The person on it looks like they have like a long coat. They've got spikes on their hair, and he's like, Boss, you owe me money. I'm coming to pick it up now. Open the door. And you hear like a bang on the door from the outside.
You wasn't kidding.
I'll just kind of fling him across the room towards the door.
Oh, he lands in a heap as he's like trying to catch his breath, and he's just like, and he reaches up and he slaps the door to open the door up, and it opens up, and you see what looks like the Coruscant version of a pimp who walks inside. He's got a green skin, a long tail, little tiny antlers, and a squiggly little mouth. He's got a long coat on with garish colors on it, almost looking like a clown, like a clown. And he comes in and he's like, "Hey, Voss, you fool! What the hell? Hey, where's my money? Where's my cash? My chicks are disappearing on me, and I think you're sending them off-world." And Voss is sitting there like,
Kind of funny, he just tried to send off Self-World, didn't he?
and he points at you
Yeah,
guys.
right.
They have the money.
Really?
And
Wow.
Okay.
you see behind them are these muscle-bound things. They're called like ogrins, and they've got like they're nothing but like head and shoulders, and barely fitting in their clothes. And they come behind them with stun sticks, heading into the room to teach Voss a thing or two.
Okay, well, we need him, so once again, just effortlessly, I'll fling him to the other side of the room, so like away from them. And I want to make it really, really clear as well that I clearly have force powers, so I don't want to I'll lift my hand really dramatically and fling him across the room so they know what's going on, not to mess with us.
Cool.
Yes. The head guy sees him flung across the room, and his eyes go wide, and then he squints. He says, Sith officers? What are you doing in this part of town?
I think I will be asking the questions here, you little snot.
What? Little snot?
Is what's his name's not? You're not still choking the guy as well.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, you should know my name, agents. I'm Dorn. I control this area of town. Voss, he's a runner. You need a contact, you come through me.
What is this?
Everyone's running a scheme on this.
Yeah, right?
So I've got the information stored into my personal data cache, yeah?
Hey, what's he doing over there? Transferring some money? Because if he's transferring Voss's money, that belongs to me. I get my cut.
Once I've got the information stored in my personal data cache, I've still got the disk plugged into the machine. I will attach a little message to it that just says, courtesy of Counselor Silas Devon of the Coruscant Council, and hit broadcast and send it through to the council chambers and every open channel that I could possibly reach on the planet.
That includes our communicators, right?
Yep, it does.
Oh, yeah.
Silas!
Yeah, you see the
I didn't have time
room.
to try and cut out particular communications. I just had to send it to everything and everyone. Any ships in orbit,
Yeah, but
everything.
you took all the credit for it. That's what I'm mad about.
Witness the lies of the Jedi. There you go.
So with the rage building up in Val, and I'm assuming Azimuth as well, the room starts to shake. You know, things are like flying across the room. Just the metal groans in the walls. The Sith rage builds up.
Oh man,
not cool, man.
See, we don't need your help for a TPK, DBJ.
Exactly. That's been a faint point to stop you guys from killing each other.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna need about 50 of those.
These Ogren things, are they like are they being aggressive? Or are they just kind of standing there?
Well, Dorn wants his money. He doesn't care what you guys are doing here. But he starts like, giving a little snap finger, like you telling the Ogrins to like stand in front of you guys, like move, basically making a barrier as he walks, or he attempts to walk over to the desk to try to dig around in Voss's personables, trying to find his credit cubes or data sticks or something like that.
Yeah.
You're not sure what he owes him, but
that's not really my problem. I don't care what happens to Voss.
Well, I do, because
But he comes towards Silas. He walks over to Silas. He knows you got power, but he's like, I just want to get what's mine.
Silas?
Do you let him go over there?
Are we getting this broadcast now? Is it coming through?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it comes through. It spreads like wildfire.
Okay, so I actually take a moment and hesitate in shock and awe as I see that Silas has taken credit for this tremendous info dump here, and I kind of look up, and so I'm distracted. I'm not able to stop this guy from kind of striding past me as I look, and I'm just like, what the, by the gods of or the ancestors of whoever.
Yeah,
I'll draw my lightsaber as this guy is approaching me anyway.
You see on the vid screens that are in the room, the story starts popping up on them like one by one, like breaking news story, and then you see like the little alien talking head in the corner starts to talk over the talking points of this video. It spreads faster than a Kardashian twit pic. It's just like it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And the Dorn like looks over and he's like, what the hell? And he's just like mesmerized by what he sees. And all the big Ogrins are like standing there looking, and they look at you guys, and they start, they get the little eyebrows get deeper, hands are like, crushing in, like, and Dorn's like,
you must pay them well.
You priests, no one can trust any of you guys. Why are you here anyway?
Is it possible for me to force push the desk out of the through the glass, or the out over the edge or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. You mean like just shatter the glass and
just through the glass, And
you don't even roll for that.
Okay.
Easily. Like you just wave your hand and it pulls all the cords out, and papers go flying, and pieces of plastic, and it just shatters. You can feel like the breeze in the air as it tumbles down, 20 stories to the open chamber below, What
Okay.
used to be a park, but it's all like it's dirty. There are people living down in there in the
Oh,
park.
okay. So it lands amongst the other junk and debris down there, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Old
That's
old.
the desk that had the computer console in it, yeah?
right, yeah. So, and I turn and I say, well, since I've been outwitted by Silas, and my opportunity of obtaining a little bit another sliver of prestige and rank and power, um, perhaps, and I point towards what's this guy's name? I'm sorry, I forget.
Dorn.
Dorn.
Dorn,
Dorn.
Dorn. Okay, I
And his
point towards
lackey.
Dorn and I say, perhaps I can get you to work for me, and maybe I can make somewhat of a profit here.
Hmm. We
Profit.
could come to a agreeable situation. Yeah, yeah, I think so. And Voss is like sitting there massaging his face. He's just like, don't forget me. I've still got a network.
Well, Voss, you're already on your knees, and I turn to Dorn and I say, now you on your knees.
Uh, what? We're partners. We've just made a deal.
I shake my
Hey.
head. No, you misunderstand.
This shattered window is near me that the desk just went through, I presume, since I was at the desk, yeah?
Crazy, psychic, warlocks. What do you? And he backs up and he goes, teach them a lesson. And he goes to run for the door as he orders the Ogren to start pounding you guys. They're a lot slower than you, so you can but they're all going to try to grab you, attack you,
I
throw
think
you.
Ian was trying to do something, DBJ.
But please go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just trying to get an idea for the room. I mean, he just force pushed the desk through a
The-
window. I presume that's
you're-
near where I'm standing, or?
Yes, you're in the bottom of a bowl, flat floor. The windows are angled so that the bottom of the window would be at your ankles, and then the window would flow away from you. So you're at the bottom of a glass bowl, and that's his office, and you can see all the way around except for the elevator sliding door entrance into the room. So it's not quite 360 degrees.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I already had my lightsaber in my hand anyway when Dorn started to approach, so I'll just turn it on.
Okay. He's going to do the coward move and run to the door so he can get the heck up out of there. But he's leaving his lackeys there to
That's fine.
to teach you guys a thing or three.
I don't intend to pursue him. I don't know about anybody else.
He's not important.
All right.
No.
What is important is that I've been betrayed. So I would like to try. I would like to try and push Silas out the window with my.
Well,
and it begins.
Excellent.
Treachery!
That's fantastic. I was planning to jump through the window anyway.
all right.
Nice.
Let's see. I don't even know how to do.
I won't
I would
defend.
say-
I'll let him push me right through.
I would think with force it would be opposed will rolls, but if he doesn't want to defend, then
No, I'll let him push me
Initiative
through
or
the
what?
window because I wanted to go that way anyway.
Ooh.
Really? Ooh. Okay. All right. Really? All right. You.
Well,
Silas.
unless there's damage involved, I'll roll resistance to damage perhaps. But as far as the actual motion itself, I want to go through the window anyway.
Okay.
we're,
Now,
we're pretty high up, I assume.
let me describe what it looks like so you can describe what you're going to do. You're in the bottom of a glass bowl. One of the windows is shattered. Debris is already fallen after the desk went down that way. It's an open courtyard, so this is a arcology, and so there's a larger glass dome, standard size over top, and then it is completely open in the middle. And as you travel down the sides, there are like walkways, catwalks, and things like that. And the very bottom, about 20 stories below, is an open park. It used to have grass and pathways and such. It's completely filled with like debris, essentially flitters and aerial vehicles on blocks. There are people walking around down below. There are some people, going in trash cans and things like that below you, and it's like 20 stories below you. There is a scaffolding that holds this whole thing together up above between all the glass, and it's easy enough to, to get to if you want to try. What did you plan on doing if you allow yourself to go out the window?
If I can, I'll try to land on one of these vehicles that are going by.
Okay.
I'll try to, if I can try to use, the force to kind of help project my fall and manipulate myself to land in a way on top of one of these vehicles. Because what's foremost in my mind is get away.
All right.
Silas.
Dave gets another fate point for only caring about himself and not worrying about the actual information getting out. And Ian gets one for allowing himself to be thrown out the window, and of course, what's your name? Val gets one for attacking him in the first place. And please make a roll to land on a passing vehicle. I'm going to say it's kind of difficult, so you had planned on it. It's a difficulty of 3.
Oh, look at that roll.
That's 3.
Plus.
That would be a tie, wouldn't it? So, well, that would be a success, right? If I made a 3.
Tie is a success with a minor cost.
Success with a minor cost.
Yep.
Maybe you have to hang on to the side or something. You didn't land properly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. I'll take it.
Okay. You small little aerial vehicle is inside of this domed building of sorts, and they move around on the inside. It's just very difficult. If you try to get from one side to the other, it would take far too long to walk around. So you have these little flying vehicles that are going through, and you jump out, bam, land on top of it, think you have your footing, and it seems to accelerate because it heard something, and you boop, 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 fall backwards and grab one with your fingers as you tumble backwards and grab onto the bumper. You guys see Silas go out the window and just jets away like.
Does he give us a smirk? that ain't cool for these ogren that are in here. That's all I gotta say. Somebody's gotta pay.
Oh, man.
If I had a free hand, I'd give you the finger, but I can't. So.
the big ogre that was the big ogre that was going to go after Silas is grabs the edge of the window and looks down in amazement and the other two inside the room face against Val and Azamel.
All right, I nod towards Val as I look to the ogre and light my my lightsaber comes to life.
All right.
We don't have time to play around with these two. We've got to get after Silas.
I will point my hands in a menacing way and begin to scream as I try and summon some force lightning.
Uh-oh.
All right.
So I would like it to cause me physical stress. I think that's how it works, right? It wrecks my body, but it also really wrecks theirs.
Right.
So that's fine.
Now you already took. You
I took a 2 earlier.
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? It didn't matter. It's gone. That was
It's a new
before.
scene, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'll take whatever the biggest stress box I have, or even a consequence, so I can just start.
Okay.
No, you will die.
I believe you can take a level 8 extreme consequence, can't you, with a permanent permanent aspect or something on you?
I've never done it. I think so, yeah, but I've never done that before.
Well, I would take a new aspect that's like utter corruption or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like Palpatine and when he takes out Mace Windu.
Yeah.
Like a permanent mark or a permanent you know,
Deformed, you know.
Just
Yeah,
permanently
like deformed or something, like where the eyes start to go kind of milky yellow or whatever, and skin kind of looks a bit melted and wrecked, and
Yeah, it's like what do you call it? Taint or something like, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. All right. Go ahead. Spend a fate point to do so.
Yep.
All right. And go ahead and make a roll. You have a 2 difficulty, fair difficulty,
Okay.
but I'm going to give you the.
Okay, so it's going to be a 4.
Okay, and then you spent the fate point.
Yeah.
You
So it'd be 6, I guess.
okay? Your force lightning, like, completely goes through their physical defenses. Ogrins are known to be brawlers. You know, punching and kicking them pretty much doesn't do anything to them. But lightsaber and force lightning just like racks their bodies, and you can see like the lightning reach into their bodies and electrify their nervous systems as you see it like glow through their skin, and they're just like they one by one they fall over. It's steams coming through their bodies, and they fall down to the ground. You see their eyeballs just turn into like pop and turn into mush. Their ears start to bleed. Body fluids start coming out of their nose and mouth. Tongue hangs out, and they just bam fall over with their elephantine-like skin and big knotty knuckles and fingers, and they're completely out. Bam, dead. But Silas is nowhere to be found.
That's okay. All right. After the smoke kind of thins a little bit from these dead bodies in front of us, I'll
Okay.
pick up the data disk,
Okay.
and I'll wave it at Val and say, "This is our way off this slag heap of a planet, and
Right.
our way to track down that dog Silas."
All right.
And I
Uh,
hold it up.
Silas,
Yep.
the little small flitter starts to get to the other side of this giant arcology and starts to pull up, but you're hanging from it, so you're not at the level it should be parked at. So you're going to have to make a roll to either roll underneath it as it comes into the landing bay, the park, to roll underneath it, or jump and fall down to the level below.
I'd like to try to pull myself up and maybe leap onto the level that it's landing on, kind of way.
Okay. Like kind of make your way underneath it and basically grab on it with your hands and feet.
Yeah,
Like
I can
kinda
probably do that.
keep
Just
the
pull
bottom-
myself
okay.
up.
It's a 2 difficulty to do so. You have any physical, like physique, or
Physique, yeah. That's
what's the other one?
It's gonna have to be physique. I didn't
Okay.
make this guy a very, very good combat character, so.
Either
Sure.
physique or yeah.
Okay, so that's a +2.
Now you can leave it at that and succeed with a minor cost, or
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
okay. Do you can come up with one, or I can come up with one?
Minor cost. Just trying to think of something circumstantial.
Hmm.
Maybe just take a mild consequence or something.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Bruises.
I've got one for you.
What's that?
One of your ability to communicate with your private thing gets smashed on its way in as you
Nice.
tries to land. So you're like, oh man, as you feel something crunch in your pocket as you slides into its spot, and it's cantilever. Yeah. So you're gonna have to get another one.
That's good though. Yeah.
These what do you call this thing? This vehicle anyway.
It's a vehicle that floats, anti-gravity vehicle. It's not meant to go. It's meant to drive around the city. It's not meant to drive like off planet or something.
Right.
It probably has a way to get an open top, and you hear it parks, and you hear footsteps. It opens up, it moves, it like boom, 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 as the weight shifts, and
What
people
else?
get out of it, and you see someone is you can see their feet standing on the side of it, and you see someone looking at the top, and you hear like they're like,
I
and they're
roll
like
out from underneath of it.
to be seen or not to be seen.
No, to be seen.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I look at them and I kind of like stare them down, lightsaber in my hand, turned off, and I'm
Oh,
just going to try to intimidate that, like I didn't take intimidate, but yeah, I'm just going to try to basically kind of convince them that they don't want to fuck with me, and I'm going to get in and fly off with the thing.
well, the minute you pull your lightsaber, like they drop their dirty clothes, and they're just like, "Ugh." Like I mean, they're just average people, just
Good.
piling by, and they drop their stuff, and they're just like, oh, they hand the keys over, like tentacled fingers shaking,
I
and
need to get to the spaceport as quickly as possible.
okay, all right, um, uh, cursing your luck, you get inside of it, and hit the outdoor button, the bay doors open up, you feel the breeze coming through, and and go off into the distance.
Okay.
Uh, you get into one of to the flying lanes. They actually have like lanes of flight, so no one hits each
Sure.
other, and you fly along. Your neck hairs are standing on edge because here and there are like these floating military and troop carriers. They are not okay. What to say? They are piloted by the military arm of the Sith, so they're not force sensitive. They're just military. But
Okay.
yeah, but they're there. They're occupying force. They are the hired mercs and military arm and mercenaries that the Sith uses for planetary conquest.
I don't suppose that this little vehicle has any kind of a communication device on it, does it?
Yeah, it does. And you can tell. I mean, you check around the controls. It's rudimentary. There's no. You wouldn't be able to hide a signal. It's not designed for like hacking or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's
It would just be.
very basic. Like, hey Joe, how you doing? I'm fine.
I'll save it just in case I need it, but it's just nice to know
Okay.
it's there.
All right. And let's see. Lloyd, you've just you dropped a big one right there.
Yeah.
And
So Val is definitely like breathing heavily, and you can see that some of his skin is kind of run as if it was wax.
okay.
And he just kind of looks in the direction of the window and actually kind of sniffs the air. We have to find him, Azamil.
All right.
Well, you know that this is his home planet, so he has the advantage for now.
The there is a change in Val in you, Lloyd. That's like you've released that, I don't know, inner demon or inner beast or something, and you definitely know that if you've ever, it's just something that's unconscious. You know that if you ever come in contact with the person that put that hypnotic suggestion in you, you'll know who they are. It's like wait a minute, there's a key, and you can fit that key into a lock.
Gotcha.
All right. Asmel, any action?
I think maybe the only thing we could do is to what's the hacker guy? Silas's connection, Voss.
Yep.
Is he still cowering there on the floor or something, or is he run away already?
He's cowering on the floor, trying to figure out how he's going to get his network back. He threw his best.
Okay. I turn to him and I walk towards him and I ask him if he knows or does he have any idea where Silas may have gone.
Uh, you've given him a spark of hope that he may survive this encounter.
Right.
And, yes, I can take you to him. Uh, I will find it, but it's a fast ship. He may be leaving very soon. If that is, unless you can um, keep the spaceports locked down, like the Empire has done. I mean, the occupying force has done.
I don't know if I have that much pull, but I have an idea of what to do. I could try to make a call to the I guess you would call it the spaceport, and tell them that I can't remember what Silas Devon. I can tell them that that there is an emergency of some sort, and that if and when Silas is spotted, to detain him for his companions need to share some very sensitive and urgent information with him right away.
All right. The scene begins to close with Silas fast but casually walking through a spaceport. Vehicle parked in the "please do not park here" zone.
Yeah.
Heading to the spaceport, seeing guards and such, getting instructions and orders to, like, over their radios and such, to close the ports down. You can see, like, the guards in what essentially would be like Mandalorian armor, stormtroopers in, like, dark gray and black, and, like, just hired to keep the peace. And they're instructing people here and there, like, show me your papers, back off, telling people. And they make contact with you, Silas, and you kind of look at them, and your heartbeat, like, stops a moment, and then they just wave you through, like, oh, go, me almost looking at you like, oh, we're really sorry we stopped you. And they let you go right into the spaceport. Like, you're the data tab just lets you go right on in, and they start questioning other people, looking for what are essentially rouseabouts and illegals and criminals and things like that. Not a Sith officer. They're not even going to go with that. And you get there, and you see a spacecraft. You see the tail end of what looks like one of the Corellian freighters, and it's sitting there. It's all like shiny and new, and it's got, like, brand new engines on it and stuff. It looks like it hasn't even been flown yet, and you can see there's, like, tags on it there that say, like, waiting for repairs. There's, like, little holograms saying, like, needs to be updated, waiting for repairs, needs to be registered, please do not operate. But the data tag that you have basically says that this vehicle is perfect to fly. But they left all the other tags on it so that nobody would touch it.
Okay, perfect.
All right. And then as you head there, you're walking up the gangplank. You see your two buddies making their way through a crowd of people. The crowd separating as they get lifted into the air and thrown to the side by one hand wave of Val Sharath, as he just points, and the whole crowd just splits like a wave as they slam to the sides of the wall. The Mandalorian guards are like, "What's going on?" And you see them, like, cocking their blasters and stuff, wondering what the hell's going on. And that's how the scene ends as Silas makes his way up the gangplank.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
At least you gave us that much, because I thought we saw the last of him when he got away from us at the penthouse.
I wouldn't do that.
Nice.
So that's just something I thought of. I always thought that it would be cool if the Jedi were the enemy. I didn't think all you guys would play Sith. I know they're cool playing it, didn't think that would happen, but I like that point of view. So that's really awesome. So great way to celebrate the May 4th.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I know you Lloyd and Ian are up real late right now.
Yeah.
So
I got work in like 3 hours.
Okay. See you later.
really
I
sorry
gotta
about
get the hours as well.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. It's fun.
It was awesome.
Thank you. Actually, one day we'll think I'll actually read the rules. But who cares about those? But yeah, I love Star Wars. I don't like the canon. I just like the worlds and the area and all that stuff that's involved in it. So
Yeah, it was really fun.
very cool. Thank you very much. You guys have a good evening. Good way to end it.
Okay.
And have a good evening. See you guys.
Okay.